Why are there so many quarterback injuries while also having so many bad quarterback roughing calls penalties? They are supposed to be protecting quarterbacks. All right, first we'll do this by the numbers. From what I counted, there have been 22 quarterback injuries among 17 teams. So over half the teams of the NFL have experienced some way, shape, or form of quarterback injury. Last season, there were 64 different starting quarterbacks all season long. That is an all-time league record. So yes, there's a lot of merit to what you're saying. You're not imagining this. This is a very real thing. And there's two reasons for that. Well, three, but we'll focus on the first two for now. Number one, the quarterback safety rules don't work. Straight up, they don't work. There is a fault between the two main quarterback rules. First of which being the Tom Brady rule, which is you can't hit a quarterback below the legs. The second one is the Rodgers rule, which is you can't land your body weight on top of a quarterback. I'm going to take you out of physics class real quick. I promise it won't be too hard. Just follow me. So force equals mass times acceleration. So the force that you are bringing down a quarterback with, if you're not landing on top of them, the force doesn't disappear. It just goes in another direction because you're not accelerating forward anymore. You're now accelerating either backwards to pull them back towards you or diagonally to pull them down to the ground that way, or whatever way you're going to torque your body away from landing on them. That is where the force is now going. It's just not going down on them anymore. Why is that a bad thing? Well, now that we got these big 300-pound or kilograms or grams, because you don't do mass in pounds, we have this big amount of mass that still isn't changing that now has to accelerate in that different direction and apply that force to just a different part of the quarterback's body. So instead of landing all the force on top of the quarterback's like chest, stomach, shoulder, whatever, now we're torquing and that knee's caught at a weird angle. The elbow's caught at a weird angle. The back's at a weird angle. The shoulder's at a weird angle. All these quarterback rules are doing is forcing these defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, whoever's sacking or hitting the quarterback at that time, to now have to be gymnasts and put the quarterbacks in pretzel shapes to avoid getting injuries. That's not helping quarterbacks not get hurt. You know why? Because it's football. People get hurt in football. It's a physical sport. There's no way around that. It's football. The second rule is something I've been sitting on for quite some time that I'm later on to make into a full video, but for right now, we'll just do a quick tiny version of this now. Edge rushers have evolved way faster than offensive linemen have. If you're familiar with Darwinism, natural selection, and the theory of evolution, this will make sense. There are currently 14 edge rushers with double-digit sacks. Rashawn Gary for the Packers is very literally playing right now. He has 9 sacks, so if he gets one tonight, then he'll be in double digits too, so it'll be 15. There are 18 rushers with double-digit quarterback hits and 126 with double-digit quarterback pressures. We got guys like Micah Parsons who run a 4.3 or 4.4. We got Myles Garrett who runs a 4.5. We have super athletes on the other side of the ball. We got guys practicing pass rush moves with knives and boxing bags, all types of craziness, and offensive linemen simply have not caught up athletically yet. And would you like to know one of the main reasons why? Because if you're that big and that athletic, you're not playing offensive line. You're going to go play defensive line now. Unfortunately, and I'm a lover of offensive line, I'm a former offensive lineman myself, this is still the position the fat kids play. The pros are the most athletic version of those fat kids, but it's still the fat kid position. Only problem is the defensive line used to also be the fat kid position, but they're no longer fat kids. You take a picture of Aaron Donald and put him next to Tony Saragusa from the 2000 Ravens. They both play defensive tackle, technically. You put their pictures side by side, they don't look like they play the damn same sport. Meanwhile, you put a picture of Jonathan Ogden next to Trent Williams, they look pretty much the same. Of the 10 best defensive players in the league, how many of them are pass rushers in some way, shape, or form? 7? 8 maybe? Now, are there 5 teams that the average NFL fan can name 2 offensive linemen on? For good reasons. Not because they keep getting holding penalties and all that there. Can you name 2 offensive linemen on 5 teams in the league? I don't think so. So that's another reason why. That one, I don't know what the fix is. Because again, the more athletic that the bigger kids get, they're going to start playing defense. Because if you're an athlete, there's only but so much use we can put your athleticism to for pulling and going to cut off linebackers and going out on screens. It'll be much better used rushing the passer. Oh, last point before I get off the quarterbacks. Of the top 5 leading rushers of quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Josh Dobbs, Josh Allen, only one of them has missed time at all, and that's Justin Fields. who got a dislocated right thumb getting sacked in the pocket. So we can go ahead and dead the whole rushing quarterbacks are more injury prone, right? Because the facts just don't back it, especially with Josh Allen, who runs like he's a defensive lineman. We can dead that now, right?